Hello everyone, I am just Noor and today we'll be talking about a very critical and uncommon topic, that is PID, Primary Immunodeficiency Disorder. And this Primary Immunodeficiency Disorder Week, let's spread awareness and not ignore the very major and important signs. And today we have a very special guest with us. We have Dr. Shruti Kakkar. She is a professor in Department of Pediatrics and consultant clinical hematology and stem cell transplant unit in Christian Medical and College Hospital, Ludhiana. Ma'am, a very warm welcome.
Thank you, Justine.
So as we are talking about this issue, it's very uncommon and I'm sure that most of the people are not even aware about this term. So starting initially, I would like to know what exactly is PID?
Sure. So before starting with what is primary immunodeficiency disorder, we need to know what is immunity, right? So, you know, when a baby is born and has been in a sterile environment in the mother's womb, right? So baby comes out, it's like a newborn baby does not really have an immune system. But during the period of development, body develops some mechanisms to fight off infections, right? Some of these immune systems are inherited, means they are innate immune system where we are given some ways to protect ourselves. The other one is where we acquire that skill to fight off infection. इनको सिंपल शब्दों में कहूँ तो जब एक न्यूबॉर्न पैदा होता है उनके पास इम्यून सिस्टम बहुत वीक होता है एंड जैसे जैसे बच्चा बड़ा होता है उनका इम्यून सिस्टम डेवलप होता है स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है ताकि वो इन्फेक्शन से और डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ बग्स से वायरसेस बैक्टीरिया से फाइट कर सके बट कई बारी यू नो चिल्ड्रन आर बॉर्न विद सम डिसऑर्डर्स ताकि उनका ये जो इम्यून सिस्टम है ये एब्सेंट होता है इसका कुछ कंपोनेंट या इसका कोई पार्ट एब्सेंट होता है सो वो जो उनका कैपेबिलिटी है डेवलप करने का किसी भी इन्फेक्शन से किसी भी बग से लड़ने का वो डेवलप ही नहीं होती है सो इस वजह से क्योंकि ये जो हमारी प्रॉब्लम है ये डेवलप ही नहीं हुई दैट इज़ वाई इट इज़ कॉल्ड अ प्राइमरी इम्यूनोडेफिशिएंसी डिसऑर्डर प्राइमरी मतलब क्योंकि पहले से ही नहीं है कभी भी इम्यूनिटी डेवलप नहीं हुई एंड इम्यूनोडेफिशिएंसी इज एब्सेंस ऑफ इम्यूनिटी सो दैट इज़ व्हाट आई वुड कॉल इज़ अ प्राइमरी इम्यूनोडेफिशिएंसी डिसऑर्डर बहुत रेयर डिजीज़ है सिर्फ पब्लिक के लिए नहीं आई थिंक हम डॉक्टर्स के लिए भी कई बार इन चीज़ों को डायग्नोज इन डिजीज़ को PIDs को डायग्नोज करना मुश्किल होता है बिकॉज इन्फेक्शंस आर सो कॉमन हर कौन ऐसा बच्चा है जिसको खांसी ज़ुकाम नहीं हुआ डायरिया नहीं हुआ सो उस खांसी ज़ुकाम डायरिया में से ये पिक करना कि नहीं इस बच्चे को PID है इट्स नॉट ऑलवेज ईजी बट यू नो दैट इज़ वाई वी आर हियर to celebrate the PID Awareness Week, which is celebrated from 22nd April to 29th April, to raise awareness, not just amongst patients, their parents, doctors, and general public as well, so that, you know, when there is something going wrong, maybe somebody in the family or somebody in the community can say, you know, there's something not right about it, do consult a doctor and probably that will kick off the entire chain of diagnosis.
Right. So as you already suggested, ये जब बच्चा पैदा होता है during the birth only that is developed है ना, there is some certain form something that is missing. So what are the early diagnosis? कैसे पता चलता है early age में that can be recognized?
So अगर हम बात करें early diagnosis की, a lot of Western countries, developed countries, they do what is called as a newborn screening. सो जब बच्चा पैदा होता है उसके हील से थोड़ा सा ब्लड लेके काफ़ी सारे टेस्ट होते हैं न्यूबॉर्न स्क्रीनिंग होता है जिसमें पता चल जाता है कि इम्यूनोडेफिशिएंसी है या कोई और इनहेरिटेड डिसऑर्डर है बट राइट नाउ इन इंडिया वी आर नॉट डूइंग रूटीन न्यूबॉर्न स्क्रीनिंग फॉर एवरीबडी होपफुली वन डे वी विल स्टार्ट डूइंग इट एंड वी विल पिक अप चिल्ड्रन राइट व्हेन दे आर बॉर्न बट आज की डेट में PID का डायग्नोसिस बहुत लेट होता है राइट मतलब बहुत बार बच्चे को 2-3 बार 4 बार हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन हो गया बार बार बच्चा हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हो रहा है विद वन इन्फेक्शन और द अदर इन्फेक्शन that's when somebody starts thickening. That's an alarming sign, but it is not you know rare. Only last week I saw a baby who's about 13 months old has been in and out of the hospital ever since the baby is born because he get lung infections and pneumonias on and off. And the parents, they have only 2 living children and they have lost 5 siblings.
Oh God.
That baby has lost 5 siblings and that all of these babies died during first year of life. That is why we need to raise awareness again, not just among general public but also amongst budding doctors and other you know practitioners कि किसी भी फैमिली को 5 बच्चे खोने के बाद ना पता चले कि उनके बच्चे को PID है.
So from this example can we make out कि ये genetics also play a major role?
Definitely. most primary immunodeficiencies are inherited, right? And इस inheritance को हम medical term में कहें तो हम कहते हैं autosomal recessive ज़्यादातर PIDs. कुछ हैं जो X linked होती हैं तो वो boys में होंगे, girls में नहीं होंगे, but most are autosomal recessive, यानी कि mother father दोनों में एक gene है जो defective है, but क्योंकि एक gene से problem नहीं होती, दोनों genes defective होने से ही बीमारी होती है. That is why it is जब mother father they get married, both of them pass the defective gene to the baby, then the baby gets PID, and that's when it can be passed on from one generation to another.
So how many cases have you dealt with, and how common is PID in India?
So in India there is not much data. It is a rare disorder, और जब हम rare disorder की बात करते हैं तो हम कहते हैं कोई भी बीमारी जो 1,000-10,000 लोगों में से एक जने को हो वो rare disease बन जाती है. So it is a rare disease and there is no registry. अभी government ने national rare disease policy start किया 2021 में, so hopefully in future हमारे पास data होगा how many children in India are diagnosed with PIDs every year, but right now we believe one in about 1,000-2,000 children are suffering from PIDs, and most often they are not diagnosed. Like these 5
that's
kids.
Where the problem
that's where the problem is. But as I said earlier, infections are so common. So when somebody gets diarrhea, pneumonia, we don't start thinking that
we don't take it that seriously.
We don't take it that seriously, right? So we get treated for that particular infection, but we don't start thinking of a PID,
something that serious
beyond
coming.
that. Yeah. So then there are indications, then somebody is getting more than 4 infections, 4 ear infections in a year, or somebody is getting 2 pneumonias, or getting deep seated bones में, joints में infection हो रहा है, brain में infection हो रहा है. So that's where you need to start working up, at least start thinking of PIDs and look at other signs. इन्फेक्शन है पर क्या उसके साथ में कोई और सिबलिंग भी ऐसा, कोई और भाई बहन भी ऐसा है जिसको भी ऐसे हो रहा है, क्योंकि जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर है तो फैमिली में हो सकता है, एक दूसरे को हो सकता है. दी अदर थिंग इज बच्चे का ग्रोथ ठीक से हो रहा है कि नहीं, वजन बढ़ रहा है कि नहीं बढ़ रहा है. सो इफ समबडी हैज़ अ PID इट इज़ अनलाइकली दैट बच्चे का ग्रोथ, क्योंकि बार बार इन्फेक्शंस हो रहे हैं तो बच्चे की पूरी एनर्जी तो इन्फेक्शन से फाइट करने में जा रही है. सो वेट गेन अप्रोप्रिएट नहीं है. कोई फैमिली में पुराने सिबलिंग्स के या फिर कोई रिलेटिव्स के डेथ है जो इन्फेक्शन से हुआ है, so these are certain clues which we should ask for, right, when we get a patient with a simple infection, that if there are any other clues then we need to start working in terms of PID and probably reach a diagnosis and save the child.
Because early diagnosis, as we suggested, can change a child's life. So what are the different types of PID? Are there certain kinds, or there is one kind?
So, God has given us lots of mechanisms to save ourselves, right? It starts with right from our skin. Our skin is kind of a cover, right? Then we have our tonsils, and we have, other mucosa, right, which fights off infection. So, when we talk of PIDs, there are different types that affect the different parts of the immune system, right? Like if it affects the B cells are not there, then we will not have antibodies, we will not produce antibodies to fight off the infection. So that's one kind of PID. Then there are other kind of cells. We have cells called neutrophils in the body that kind of attack the bacteria and eat them up. So if we do not have neutrophils, or the neutrophils are not functional, that's another type of PID which is called a chronic granulomatous disorder, right? Then there are complement deficiencies, T cell disorders. So they could be a combination of these. So they are called combined immunodeficiency.
A child can have multiple?
A child will have one of these, but it can be a combined, like B and T can be combined, right? So there can be a combined kind of disorder as well. And importantly, these immunodeficiency disorders sometimes present as an unregulated immunity, means an immunological disorder as well, that instead of working against the viruses and bacteria, the body's immune system starts attacking the body also. So on one side the body's immunity is not fighting off the infections, on the other side it's fighting itself. So which is kind of a double attack on the child's body.
Yes. So apart from genetics, are there other environmental factors also that are related to PID or that cause PID?
Not really. The environmental factors do not cause PID, but the environmental factors will cause infections. So, you know, a child, if somebody has a viral infection and that person comes in contact with a child with PID, then the child with PID will get an infection
Infection
faster, right? If they
They're more
do
prone.
not get, they do not have access to clean water, clean food, then they will get repeated GI infections, right?
Repeated
So,
infections,
environmental factors are important so that, you know, till we are able to do a treatment for that child, at least the child can be saved from these repeated infections, because any one infection can kill the child.
So how does the body react to different kinds of PIDs?
So body actually does not react in PID. I would just frame it otherwise, you know, as we have been discussing, that it's the body's immune system which is weakened. So if I get an infection, my body will not be able to clear it. So सपोज हमारा गला खराब होता है, हम एक एंटीबायोटिक लेते हैं, हमें 5-6 दिन में आराम आ जाता
आराम मिल जाता
है. वायरल आता है तो 2 दिन फीवर रहता है, तीसरे चौथे दिन आराम आ जाता है, रिकवर होना शुरू हो जाता है, राइट? पर ये जो PID का बच्चा है, अगर इसको कोई इन्फेक्शन होगा तो उसको रिकवर नहीं होगा, बढ़ता जाएगा या फिर ज़्यादा टाइम लगेगा, राइट? सो दीज आर द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द इम्यून सिस्टम. और वही जो इन्फेक्शन है, जो हम कई बार कहते होते हैं कि यू नो एक सिंपल वायरल इन्फेक्शन जो आपको मुझे सिर्फ एक खांसी ज़ुकाम या नज़ला करेगा, वो बच्चे में निमोनिया बन जाएगा. और वो इन्फेक्शन पूरे बॉडी में फैलने में और सेप्सिस में जाने में, बच्चे के वाइटल्स BP वगैरह ऑल्टर होने में टाइम बहुत कम लगता है. सो एनी फीवर, अगर PID के बच्चे को कोई भी फीवर आ रहा है, उसको उतना ही सीरियसली लेना है जितना एक कैंसर के बच्चे का इन्फेक्शन.
तो ये इतना खतरनाक है. तो टेस्ट कैसे किए जाते हैं, कैसे डिटर्मिन कैसे होता है, इंडिया में कौन कौन से टेस्ट अवेलेबल हैं?
So thankfully now India has a lot of testing capacity which is available, जो आज से शायद 4-5 साल पहले इतने commonly available नहीं थे. So जब हम you know when we get a child, I think एक common जो चीज़ हम देखते हैं कि हम एक बेसिक टेस्ट से शुरू करेंगे, एक CBC से, कि यू नो बी टाइप के सेल्स हैं कि नहीं हैं, न्यूट्रोफिल्स हैं कि नहीं हैं, लिम्फोसाइट्स हैं कि नहीं. सो यू स्टार्ट विद द बेसिक CBC PBF जो कि हर लैब में अवेलेबल है, राइट? उसके बाद वी मूव ऑन टू इम्यूनोग्लोबुलिन लेवल्स. जैसे हमने बात किया कि अगर B सेल डेफिशिएंसी होगी तो इम्यूनोग्लोबुलिन्स नहीं बनेंगे. सो वी कैन लुक एट द इम्यूनोग्लोबुलिन लेवल्स, एंड इफ ऑल द इम्यूनोग्लोबुलिन लेवल्स आर लो और यू नो देयर इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ दैट, देन वी कैन स्टार्ट सस्पेक्टिंग PID. Most of the labs now are doing what we call as a lymphocyte analysis, कि कौन से टाइप के lymphocyte present है, कौन से टाइप के lymphocyte नहीं है. So these are some initial tests which are available, but a final diagnosis is made on a genetic testing, right? The cost of genetic testing used to be very high earlier. I remember when you know I was a student, the genetic tests were available for 50,000-60,000 one test, right?
One test.
But now it's come down to 14,000-15,000, and it is doable. Many labs are doing it, and we have been able to make diagnosis in
Very
cases of PID
simplified.
with a simple blood test now. So it is possible, and thankfully, you know, with the availability of testing, we will be getting more and more patients diagnosed and treated in time.
So how much is the treatment level? How much time does it actually take a child to recover, or a patient suffering from PID to recover from it?
So a PID will not get okay unless and until we do proper treatment, right? So there are different types of treatments which are available. One is what we call as a supportive treatment, right? And then one is what we call as a curative treatment. Supportive treatment will continue till we do a cure, right? Cure matlab final treatment, that child is okay and does not have PID anymore, right? So most PIDs, the final curative treatment is a stem cell transplant. It's a hematopoietic or bone marrow transplant is what is curative in most patients with PID, right? And it should be done as soon as possible. एक बार एक बच्चे को infections हो गए, तब ट्रांसप्लांट करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, राइट? एक PID के बच्चे का ट्रांसप्लांट शुड बी डन 3 to 6 months के, बॉर्न होने के 3 to 6 months के अंदर, इससे पहले कि उसका you know इन्फेक्शन होना शुरू हो, राइट? बट मोस्टली बिकॉज वी आर नॉट डूइंग न्यूनेटल स्क्रीनिंग, हम वो नहीं कर पाते हैं. बट एक बार डायग्नोसिस बना, देन इट इज़ यू नो इट शुड बी really fasten and make sure that the child gets a transplant as soon as possible, right?
So is it important that before pregnancy also this test should be done, should be mandatory?
So we can't make it mandatory because it's a rare disorder, and the only way to diagnose, you know, before pregnancy will be to do a genetic test, which is like 15,000-16,000 per test, right? So it is not possible right now to do a genetic testing as mandatory for all antenatal women. But yes, if we have a family history, then yes, antenatal test can be done.
It should be considered.
It must be done. Why not? You know, one child is also always suffering, or one family is already suffering and has a child with PID. We can help them and make sure that the other child does not have the same disease.
We can prevent it.
We can prevent that, and that can be done by simple genetic testing during the pregnancy, which is done.
So pre-pregnancy treatment is also possible.
There's no treatment. There is only, you know, if there is, these are genes, right? We can't treat them. We're born with these genes.
Right.
So if, you know, this testing is done while the baby is in mother's womb. So when the baby is developed between 9 to 11 weeks, we can take a tiny sample from the baby and test at that time. Predict whether the child has a disease or not, whether the child is suffering from a PID or not. If the child has PID genes, then the parents can take a call whether they want to continue with the pregnancy or not. If the genes are not there, then, you know, we can happily continue with the pregnancy without any tension.
Yeah. So how does immunoglobulin therapy help in preventing
So
PID?
the immunoglobulin therapy will help if there is a deficiency of immunoglobulins, right? So till we go ahead and do this, you know, curative treatment, we can keep supplementing immunoglobulins from outside. Immunoglobulins are available, they're widely available in India from a lot of good pharmaceutical companies, and so the child who does not have immunoglobulin to fight off the infection, we can give this replacement immunoglobulin therapy so that the child's immunoglobulin levels are maintained. So it's a replacement therapy which is given every 4 weeks to make sure the immunoglobulin levels are maintained
and go up.
Yes.
So apart from these, what are the lifestyle changes that need to be made along with the treatment?
So I would say lifestyle changes will not reverse PID, but we can do some modifications to make sure our child does not get infection repeatedly, right? A simple hand washing. Right? We used to wear masks in COVID times, right? So if a baby is going to a crowded place and we know the child has PID, we can ask the child and the parents to wear a mask. If somebody in the family has a cough cold, we can make sure that that person does not come in contact with the child, or at least wears a mask, and good hand washing. Food, so a good homemade hygienic food. We can avoid food from outside which is not cooked, because then there is a risk of infection. That's it. So these are certain lifestyle changes that we may do, not to get away from PID, but to prevent infections in PID.
So you deal with a lot of patients. What are those uncommon questions that usually come up related to PID, and what are the myths associated with the same?
Right. So the first time a child is diagnosed with PID, I think the most important question that the parents come up is why us?
ये क्यों हुआ?
ये क्यों हुआ?
कैसे
हमें
हुआ?
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, तो बच्चे को
कैसे
क्यों हुआ?
हो गई?
जेनेटिक कैसे है? हम तो ठीक हैं, So these are difficult questions, and we have to sit down and sometimes use some charts or videos and explain how it is, And then first thing is acceptance that yes, there is a problem, and then second thing would be to accept what is the treatment. And third thing is to make them aware of different policies that the government of India has launched for children with such rare disorders. So these are three important aspects of counseling: giving them a helpline number, telling them how to prevent infections, stress on daily bathing, brushing. So these are certain things that we need to be right doing it. Common myths, I would say, is one common myth is about vaccines, that a child has PID should not get vaccines, right? Yes, some vaccines should not be given, like live vaccines, जैसे measles, mumps, rubella है, chicken pox है, oral polio है. These have to be avoided if a child has a PID. But the other injections like diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, they can be given. Their efficacy may be low, but they can still be given for whatever benefits it has. Then the second thing is, it is contagious. एक बच्चे को है, दूसरे बच्चे को ना हो जाए. So that is something we have to tell them every time. आपके PID वाले बच्चे को खतरा है, दूसरे बच्चे को कोई खतरा नहीं है, because the other child is happy, has a good immune system. वो तो viral infection से लड़ लेंगे. अगर इनको दे दिया तो मुश्किल है. So it's difficult for them to understand. That's a lot of time. When we talk of immunodeficiency, it is associated with the HIV infections. So I think that is also causes some myths regarding, because the word immunodeficiency is associated with HIV infection in the mind of people. Public. So that's something that we need to tell them repeatedly, that no, there's nothing wrong and there's no problem, and you don't have HIV. So that's something that I've come across at a couple of times, that they thought I'm telling them they have HIV.
So you just mentioned about the government intervention. So what are the basic government policies, and how is the government helping and funding the people or the children who are suffering from this disease?
Yes. So as I said, the government came up with the National Rare Disease Policy in 2021. Government has come up with 12 centers of excellence. In our region, AIIMS Delhi, Gangaram Delhi and PGI Chandigarh are some of these centers. And if a child has a rare disease, there are many other diseases, but PID is among one of them. If a child has one of these disorders which are given under that rare disease list, then the government can support them with a 50 lakh funding one time.
Okay.
So if a child who needs a bone marrow transplant, the cost of bone marrow transplant varies from somewhere 15 to 30 lakhs depending on who's the donor. So that can come in from government at designated hospitals. As I said, in our region we have three. We have three, and but there are other hospitals also, like CMC has done immunodeficiency transplant. So but if somehow the child can't go there, then there are other funds, there are other trusts that help with bone marrow transplant, right? So that facility can be availed.
Coding is it as a very serious issue. So if somebody gets diagnosed, or somebody in their loved ones or family gets diagnosed with the same, the immediate situation is of panic. People panic a lot and they are not able to maintain themselves or consult the right doctor. So what would you suggest in this?
I think nowadays people are very much aware, and they just go on the net and try searching. So if you have any questions, I think the first place to go would be the rare disease policy, where they have all the FAQs, the commonly asked questions answered, right? Or talk to your pediatrician. Most children now have a pediatrician, right? So talk to your pediatrician so that they can guide you to the right place and tell you what to do till you go to the right place.
So what is that one message that you would like to give to the general public, everybody who's listening to the interview?
Right. So first of all, I would like to say that thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about primary immunodeficiency disorders during the PID awareness week. The other thing that I need to say is that just start looking for those needle in haystacks. Infections are very common, but if you think there is something off about this infection, this infection is not a usual pattern that we see, then start thinking of PIDs and get tested. There are simple tests which can be done in common labs across, and if they give a clue, then we go ahead and get a genetic testing done. On the other hand, I would also stress that it's okay for children to get few cough cold, 2-3 cough cold episodes in a year, because that's how their immune system develops. So not every infection is PID. So we have to train ourselves to understand
the difference.
Which infection is out of place or more severe for that baby. Or that is something. So sometimes if I talk of PID, some parents will start thinking every cough cold and come back to you that my child has PID. So no, we don't want to scare the public also, but we need to keep our eyes open and see where it's the infection is out of proportion or getting out of hands, not responding to the usual treatment. That's when we need to start thinking of
where we need to intervene.
PIDs. Or you have a family history of a sibling death, unknown cause, right, or some infection, start thinking of PIDs. So I think that is something that I would like to say, that start thinking, but don't overthink also.
All right, ma'am, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for spreading awareness in PID week. Lovely having you on board. Thank you so much.
Thank you.